Feast of Trumpets, Rosh Hashanah. Numbers 29. You are to hold a sacred assembly in the 7th month on the first day of the month, and you are not to do any daily work. This will be a day of joyful shouting for you, for blowing trumpets. You shall offer a burnt offering as a soothing aroma to the Lord, also their grain offering. Offer a sin offering to make atonement for yourselves. These are in addition to the monthly and regular burnt offerings, with their prescribed grain offerings and drink offerings. They are a pleasing aroma, an offering by fire to the Lord. Genesis 22. Now it came about that God tested Abraham and said to him, Abraham? And he said, Here I am. He said, Take your son, your only son, whom you love, Isaac, and go to the land of Moriah and offer him there as a burnt offering on one of the mountains of which I will tell you. Then Abraham said to his young men, Stay here with the donkey. The boy and I will go over there to worship. Then we will come back to you. Abraham took the wood for the burnt offering and laid it on his son Isaac. In his hand he took the fire and the sacrificial knife, and the two of them walked on together. Isaac spoke to Abraham his father and said, My father. And he said, Here I am, my son. Isaac said, The fire and the wood are here, but where is the lamb for the burnt offering? Abraham said, God himself will provide the lamb for the burnt offering, my son. So the two of them walked on together. When they arrived at the place that God had told him about, Abraham built the altar there and arranged the wood. He bound his son Isaac and placed him on the altar on top of the wood. Then Abraham reached out and took the knife to slay his son. But the angel of the Lord called to him from heaven and said, Abraham, Abraham. He replied, Here I am. Then he said, Do not lay a hand on the boy or do anything to him, for I now know that you fear God, since you have not withheld your only son from me. Abraham raised his eyes and looked, and saw a ram caught in the thicket by its horns. So Abraham went and took the ram and offered it as a burnt offering in place of his son. And Abraham named that place, "The Lord will provide." As it is said to this day, "It will be provided on the Lord's mountain." Then the angel of the Lord called to Abraham a second time from heaven and said, "By myself I have sworn, this is the Lord's declaration. Because you have done this thing and have not withheld your only son, I will indeed bless you and make your descendants as numerous as the stars of the sky and the sand on the seashore. Your descendants will possess the gates of their enemies. Through your descendants, all the nations of the earth will be blessed, because you have obeyed my command." Leviticus 23. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel, saying, In the 7th month, on the first day of the month, you shall have a Sabbath rest, a memorial with the blowing of trumpets, a sacred assembly. You shall not do any daily work, but you shall present an offering by fire to the Lord." Psalm 81. Sing for joy to God our strength. Shout joyfully to the God of Jacob. Raise a song, play the tambourine, the sweet-sounding lyre, and the harp. Blow the trumpet on the day of our feasts, during the new moon and during the full moon. For it is a statute for Israel, an ordinance of the God of Jacob.